Hi, I'm Robert Gibson.
I'm Ricky Morton.
We're the Rock and Roll Express.
And you're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the Wrestle Gamer, Double B Bully Bujo, part 22 of Bioshock Infinite. Right now, guys, we're kind of in a climactic battle of sorts with the Vox Populi on Comstock's main battleship. I'm trying to get to the Siphon, the area where they kept Elizabeth hostage. So while you guys are seeing this and checking out what's going on here on this main battleship, we got a review for you guys. In fact, it's this week's Monday Night RAW review for the week of October 28th, 2013. Let me introduce my co-reviewers for this week. First off, he's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing better.
He is the minister of the Hudat Temple on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. He's James the Big Easy. James, how you doing?
This road to Survivor Series just turned crazy.
Now let's look at the opening segment of Monday Night Raw this week. John Cena basically had come out to cut a promo about the champ being back, and he was going to restore the World Heavyweight Championship to its glory days, and what it should mean in wrestling and what it should be. And then out comes Damien Sandow. Of course, Damien Sandow, of course, with the fans hating Cena, they're going to cheer Sandow. And you know what? I'm going to stifle my Cena hatred that I have, because it's got no place in it right now. I let it get out of hand last night on the Hell in a Cell review. I'm not going to do it on the Monday Night Raw review. But anyway, Damien Sandow ends up attacking Cena, and then Sandow cashes in Money in the Bank. Now, a lot of fans were cheering over that fact, and they were wondering, what exactly are they going on? Why they're having Sandow cash in now? And one thing I got to bring up is something that the Studley man Ashley was talking to us during the Skype call, the conversations that we have on Skype during Monday Night Raw and any wrestling show, is the fact that, we've never had a Money in the Bank winner lose cleanly. Yeah, John Cena was the first person to cash in and not win, but that was because of outside interference. If you guys remember, Big Show ran in on the match between him and CM Punk, causing the match to be thrown out. So technically, Cena was the first person to cash in and not get the title. Damien Sandow, after tonight, was the first person and lose clean. Let me set the record straight for some people out there, and there are, and this, what we do here while you guys are checking out Bioshock Infinite right now, this is a forum to share those opinions. We may not agree with those opinions, but nevertheless, you guys have the right to share those opinions. Like, for example, there are a lot of people on Facebook who said that Sandow got buried tonight. I say you're smoking pot, because Sandow, to me, got put over by Cena. Even though Cena won, Damien Sandow, to me, Lance, looked really, really good in that match.
Yes, he did. And I really, since this is your channel, I'm gonna have enough respect to keep my anti-Cena stuff to myself.
Okay. But, anyway, the finish of the match, it was Cena with the AA on Sandow, getting the victory. Cena is still the World Heavyweight Champion, and now we finally have a Money in the Bank winner to cash in and cleanly lose. A lot of fans are wondering, always got someone cashing in and they're winning all the time. They got to put a trend when it's going to stop. Well, you know what? It's finally stopped with Damien Sandow. So I'm going to go ahead and give the opening. I'm going to combine my score with the opening segment to the match, because the opening segment kind of progressed into the match. and that's a 3.75 out of 5. I thought it was a great match. I was thoroughly entertained. The only reason I don't give it a full 4 out of 5 is the I'm gonna say it very, very, very kindly. It's because of the Cena haters. I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm not gonna go further beyond that. That's all I'm saying. Up next, we had a rematch for the United States Championship. Big E Langston and Dean Ambrose. And to me, James, it was kind of predictable the way they were going to take it by having the Shield qualification for Big E Langston. But are you glad that for once that one the Usos come down to make the save on Big E Langston, but the fact of the matter is that Brad Maddox attends the Teddy Long course for tag team matchmaking?
No. It's the Teddy Long School of General Managing Tag Team Making Matches. Come on, get it right.
Don't play up.
Sorry, but
Anyway, but yeah, it was really predictable. The fact that the Shield was out there kind of made it okay. Yeah, we gotta make this a full-fledged 6-person tag team match, player. When the Uso came out, so yeah.
I gotta say, I was actually quite impressed with Roman Reigns. The finish of the match, Roman Reigns double spears both the Usos. The Shield wins the 6-man tag, and I gotta say, I'm starting to see a little bit of an improvement in Roman Reigns, James.
Yeah, it is really. I think you know. This is just the same. It's like you see a couple of these people improving, and really Roman Reigns, I think, just starting to be improve in the ring now. And the tag team match was actually a good one too.
All right, your score?
Score the match, I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Speculations were flying high after Hell in a Cell last night. Was Shawn Michaels' actions the start of a full heel turn for the Heartbreak Kid? If his actions last night weren't the start of it, then tonight on Monday Night Raw definitely really cemented Shawn Michaels as a heel. Shawn Michaels attempting to explain his actions to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan would not show Shawn Michaels respect, and Shawn Michaels started to insult Daniel Bryan. That was starting to put him over as a heel, which kind of cemented that. Then they had Daniel Bryan attacking Shawn Michaels by putting him in the yes lock in the ring. What I don't really understand, Lance, and I'm still trying to figure it out, is how did they fit the Wyatt family into there by having them attack Daniel Bryan backstage?
I'm not sure if it's factoring the Wyatts in with the Authority or not. That is definitely a good question. But the way I see it, the devil might be in the details.
Yes, as Bray Wyatt did make the statement that the devil made him do it, but
That could be Vince or Heyman.
so anyway, I gotta go ahead and grade this the segment a 3.5 out of 5. I really can't say anything bad about it. The only reason it doesn't go higher is because of the confusion factor. I mean, maybe the Shield attacking Daniel Bryan, yeah, that would have made sense, but the Wyatt family. And then Bray Wyatt proclaiming that the devil made him do it. It's kind of confusing. As for the umpteenth time on Monday Night Raw, Lance, Los Matadores and 3MB, why are we forced to sit through this?
One of them type of deals. Let's see. We got nothing for you. 3MB, get your asses out there.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it was basically, once again, Los Matadores going over on 3MB, they hit that finisher on Drew McIntyre, that overhead slam. And then, of course, El Torito, who's really to me, if El Torito wasn't about this tag team, to be honest, nobody would care.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Cut and dry, Lance. What your score is?
For all this, I gotta go 4.
Well, up next, the Divas are in action. So, of course, naturally, we're going to go to our Diva correspondent for this and get his thoughts on it. But, you know, a lot of fans, after seeing what happened last night in the Hell in the Cell, were wondering, you know, was this the start of a Bella breakup? And I gotta think, you know, interpreting the actions of the Bella twins in their tag match against AJ Lee and Tamina, James, that they could be very well on their way to having that storyline play out of a Bella breakup.
Yeah, because once you saw like the Bellas come out, really, you saw Brie Bella, you know, wasn't focused on the match. She was more focused on like trying to, you know, be with Daniel Bryan. The fact that, you know, he was at the hospital with that injury. So I think, but then really it's like Nikki's wanted to get into the match, but then, you know, how it is that AJ and Tamina took advantage, and AJ won with the Black Widow on Nikki, and that's the main thing. I think the main focus about this match is that there is going to be a Bella feud soon. Now, my question is, you know, about this one is that now the fact that the Bellas are not going to go feud against each other, my main question is, who's fighting AJ now?
That is a good
Tamina.
question.
Somehow Tamina or somebody from Total Divas.
The question is, do you gonna make Tamina the face now, or you gonna turn her like Diesel? How'd she do with Shawn Michaels?
Could be.
Well,
Or they bring somebody up.
no, it's like, because Raw was in Orlando, they could have done it tonight, but they didn't.
True.
And your score for the match?
Give this match 2 out of 5. It wasn't really much of importance, but the only thing about it was the fact it was kind of hinting more onto a Bella feud.
Now, referring to what I said earlier in the onset of the review about the Facebook page saying that Damien Sandow got buried. If you want the true definition of what being buried in the WWE and the wrestling industry is supposed to look like, classic definition is what happened with The Miz tonight on Monday Night Raw, taking on the returning Kane returning to action on Monday Night Raw. I want to say in less than 5 minutes, Kane hits the chokeslam, gains the victory on Miz. It was basically Miz just getting flat out squashed. That's getting buried. Sandow did not get buried. Miz got buried. There is a distinct difference. But what really puzzled me is Kane getting on the microphone, called on Stephanie McMahon, and for her own safety, she stayed on the stage. And then you said, you know, what you're doing probably is best for business. And you said, quote, the monster is hers to unleash. And walks up to the stage with his back turned to the crowd and takes off his mask. Now, I'm going to save my opinions on it because what I want to do on this particular part, guys and gals, the viewers and subscribers of WGS-TV, I'm going to throw that out to you guys. How do you guys interpret Kane's actions? Yes, it's pretty much cut and dry that Kane has joined the Authority, or the Corporation 2.0 is how it's called. But how do you interpret Kane taking off the mask and giving it to Stephanie McMahon? What are your thoughts on it? You know, and what are your thoughts on Kane joining the Authority? That's a question I'm throwing out to you guys, the viewers and subscribers, and I want to see how many of you guys are actually listening to our reviews while watching Bioshock Infinite. Be sure you guys put your answers in the comment section below. I'm very interested to see what Ecstasy 69 and Metal Ruler 45, what you two guys have to say on that subject as well. But as far as Kane and Miz go, I gotta go three out of 5. One, it's good to see Kane back. 2, Miz got buried. What for?
Where is he?
And 3, Kane joining the Authority and handing over the mask. Very, very puzzling. Very, very puzzling indeed. As we go up next to CM Punk and Ryback, fans had a choice to vote between a street fight, Falls Count Anywhere, and a tables match. And, we were speaking with, the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Shining Star Rick Starr, and he really feels that the street fight was a complete and miserable fail. To me, I don't see it the way he does, but then again, like I said, we're all entitled to our opinions, Lance, and, just because it's called a street fight doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go into the street. But that's a whole totally different topic for another time and another place. But as far as this match goes, Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice and gets the submission on Ryback. But here is more puzzling. This was a very puzzling Raw, to say the least. And this puzzled me even more. They brought the Wyatt family out there, and they beat down CM Punk. Where's WWE going with this, Lance?
Who the hell knows? That's all I can say. Who the hell knows?
And to me, this is why I say the Road to Survivor Series is confusing me. Is because could this lead to some with Survivor Series?
You know what? Now that I think about it, it could be. It could be. If they beat down another random person like on Main Event or Friday Night SmackDown, it could be the start for that angle at Survivor Series between the Wyatt family and their victims. We've had The Miz and CM Punk tonight. And they could confirm it with.
Daniel Bryan
Yeah. You're right. I apologize. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. They could really confirm it with another random attack on either WWE Main Event or Friday Night SmackDown. So I didn't think about Survivor Series, Lance. That's actually a good notion.
That was for James. But
James. I'm sorry. But,
I think, but your main question, you think about this, but your main question is, who is the devil they speak of?
Yes, that's the question I posted out on the WGS-TV Facebook page, just to get fans thinking, who they think it could be, and I've gotten several different responses, and one thing that kept coming up was Vince McMahon.
And it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
I'm just gonna say, if they beat up Dolph Ziggler or John Cena, it's AJ.
Now, the Shining Star Rick Starr is thoroughly given the street fight between CM Punk and Ryback a 0 out of 5 because it wasn't, in his eyes, a true street fight because it didn't go to the street. Lance, how do you score that match?
Not their best working with each other. I'll give it a 2.5.
Alright, up next, the tag team champions Goldust and Cody Rhodes took on the Real Americans, and a lot of fans, James, were really looking at Goldust and Cody Rhodes to go over on the Real Americans. Are you a little bit shocked that they actually had Swagger lock in the Patriot Lock on Goldust to force him to tap out, and therefore the Real Americans win over the tag team champions?
Yes, really. It was like, huh? You let the Real Americans go over the tag team champions, but at the same time, you gotta have to look at this. Really, it's like, I think the main reason why they had that triple threat tag team match was that to break away with the Shield and the Usos from the tag team title picture and maybe bring in put in another team. And I think the Real Americans could fit that.
Yeah, possibly. How do you score the tag team match?
I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's just this Raw, I would say overall. Before we go on, it's more confusing as much.
Yeah,
But it's good.
exactly. You know, it's a very puzzling, very confusing Monday Night Raw as we had Alberto Del Rio cutting a promo on stage proclaiming that he's going to reclaim the World Heavyweight title and he's going to hurt John Cena, and he didn't care what well, he said it in Spanish, and I don't know any Spanish except arriba, andale, and gracias. But
You,
He's
we
gonna
didn't
beat down, and the people are all dogs or something.
yeah.
we didn't have MVP to translate for us, unfortunately.
I speak redneck Spanish, which ain't that much Spanish.
That's Gabriel Iglesias Spanish then. Anyway,
Laffy.
Um, I gotta say, cut and dry. Del Rio's promo 2 out of 5. To be honest, he wasn't very good as champion. You know, if they want to push him for a rematch with Cena, I would not be admiss to it. You know, I would say, you know what, if they want to do it like that, go ahead and do it because right now they don't have anybody else to go after the World Heavyweight Championship that John Cena now holds, and I gotta say, you know, Del Rio, you know, I see Del Rio and Cena going to Survivor Series for the World Heavyweight title. I really see it going that far. But up next, we had Summer Rae and Natalya. Now, one thing that we may mention on the Hell in a Cell review, James, is the fact that Summer Rae and Natalya kind of outclassed and outshined Fandango and Great Khali. That was last night. Tonight, not so much.
Yeah, not so much. It's just really this is Summer Rae's first singles competition in all the main roster. I mean, she's decent on the NXT, but when it comes to the main roster, and really this match wasn't intriguing to me. I mean, it took a good it was a long match, but the Divas match, typical Divas match, is like, I could have expected more from Summer Rae, but
Mm,
it's Summer Rae. And the ending of the match saw Natalya hitting the sharpshooter right after Fandango got the chop on the forehead.
it was kind of like an ugly looking sharpshooter, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's Summer Rae. This is her first time in a sharpshooter. What you expect?
Yeah. Yeah, your score?
I expected Natalya to actually put it on correctly.
Yeah,
Uh, I'll give it a 2 out of 5.
just based on the fact it's her signature move.
Yeah,
But
2 out of 5 though.
yeah, and we cap off Monday Night Raw with Randy Orton's WWE title celebration. Gee, this is just so reminiscent of the title celebration that Vince McMahon had for Randy Orton, and they used it was like I want to say '05 or '06 or even later than that. I'm trying to remember the exact date, but then they used that to bring Shawn Michaels back. I think it was '09. I think it was '09, and they brought Shawn Michaels back, and they had him and Randy Orton feud for quite a bit in the WWE. So
2007.
2007, thank you. And they were it was in the way this title celebration was going, it was just so reminiscent of what Vince McMahon did. I mean, they did the exact same thing. You know, Triple H saying that, Stephanie McMahon saying that the roster needs to give Randy Orton the respect he deserves, and it's basically the same thing that Vince McMahon said to the roster back in '07 when they did the title celebration back then. And and if they were just doing it almost tit for tat for what they did in '07,
The only thing is that they didn't have a podium for Randy Orton to stand on.
that was the only difference. But the only thing is, considering the fact they were going tit for tat for what they did back in '07, minus a podium, then it was almost kind of expected to have a return. And a lot of fans are expecting, when is Vince McMahon going to make his return? Well, it wasn't tonight. They brought back the Big Show, and the Shield were beating down. Big Show's getting beat down by the Shield at first, and all of a sudden out comes the roster. From the stage. The Usos and Goldust and Cody Rhodes. They beat the Shield back, and it kind of looked like a lot of the members of the roster were taking liberties with the Shield, and then the Big Show, probably in the fastest way I've ever seen him go into the ring, runs and slides into the ring. Out goes Triple H and Randy Orton. While Big Show is distracted, Randy Orton comes up from behind, hits him with the title belt, tries to go at him again, gets the knockout punch, and they pretty much even said it tonight on Monday Night Raw about Big Show's lawsuit. It's going to cost him millions, and also cause Triple H and Stephanie to lose control of the WWE. So one's gonna wonder, how much further are they gonna take this? And I gotta say, even though this is like tit for tat for what they did in 2007, Lance, this was actually really well done.
Yeah, and you kind of just brought something to mind. That's probably how they're going to get Vince back in power.
James, would you agree with that?
I agree with it. I think because right now you have Stephanie McMahon as the majority owner. Majority owner.
Well, I thought she was principal owner.
Principal owner. Thank you. I'm sorry. Majority principal. Sorry. She is the principal owner of the WWE. So bring Vince McMahon back for the power. I think McMahon gets all concerned to the point where he comes back like, okay, I give you a contract, basically.
The final segment of Monday Night Raw is going to get a 4 out of 5. Probably the only segment on Monday Night Raw that got a 4 out of 5, guys and gals. Think about that. So it's time to find out everyone's overall scores and their picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw. And for yours truly, with only one segment deeming a 4 out of 5, I have to give my overall score's got to be a 3.5 out of 5. Hands down. Even though it was a good, strong opening with Cena and Sandow, the rest of the night it was just flat out puzzling. It was confusion left and right tonight on Monday Night Raw. So that's why I got to go for 3 point. And the ending was a good, solid ending too, with Randy Orton's title celebration. But it was just like we were in a world of gray. There was no black, there was no white. It was just like a big old shade of gray that WWE cast on Monday Night Raw tonight. That's the feeling that I got from it. That's why I got to give it a 3.5 out of 5. My best match of the night, I got to go to Cena and Sandow. Cena and Sandow took it. The Cena haters out there are going to say, "Oh, Cena buried Sandow." No, Cena made Sandow look good. And John Cena has the ability to make people look good and put people over. And that's what Cena did tonight, and did a remarkable job doing that as well. My worst match of the night, and I'm probably going to get some slack for this, because prior to this recording, there was kind of a heated debate and discussion about it. But, I've been thinking about it, and I'm still going to disagree with Rick Starr. My worst match, it's got to go to Summer Rae and Natalya. I gave them the benefit of the doubt last night at Hell in a Cell, because they really outclassed and outshined Great Khali and Fandango. Tonight, that light just went dim. And, what they had last night at Hell in a Cell definitely was not there tonight on Monday Night Raw. I'm sorry, I applaud them for giving them the effort to try, but it just wasn't there. That's why I gotta go to Summer Rae and Fandango and give that my worst match of the night. I'm pretty sure the Shining Star Rick Star, if he was here right now, would be cussing up a storm because he is very, very adamant that CM Punk and Ryback would be worst match of the night. And you know, in some instances, there would probably be people out there that would agree with them. But let's go to Lance and find out his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
I gotta go probably a 3. And for because hey, I'm the HBK mark. I'll say it proudly. The HBK segment for best. Worst, something just because the whole delivery of how the match the the events during the match, because it something about it just bothered me. I hate the whole Superman thing. It just bothers the living hell out of me. Billy, no offense. Cena. It just bothers the living hell out of me.
Hmm. All right, and James, it's time to find out your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
My best has to my overall score has to be a 2.5 out of 5. It was a good Raw, but yet for me it's a confusing Raw at the same time. But I like because it's confusing. It's just it makes me think what could happen at Survivor Series. And the best one, I would have to agree with Billy, and my best has to be the John Cena Damien Sandow match. Damien Sandow didn't get buried. I mean, he is making him look good. I think this could even lead to a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series.
Yep.
Yeah.
My worst match has to be a tie. I said this in a call with Billy, Lance, and everybody that was in the call. Number one has to be Los Matadores and 3MB. It's a comedy match, but at the same time, it does not fit on Raw. I am sorry. Number two has to be the main event, which is Summer Rae and Natalya.
Yeah. It's like I said earlier, they had something last night at Hell in a Cell. They just, they tried and it just wasn't there tonight. You know, you would have to agree with that assessment, though, huh, James?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I thought it would have been a little bit better than what it was last night, with the fact it was just the two divas, but just didn't work out for me.
So, what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What was your overall score? And what are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw? We definitely want to hear back from you guys out there. Also, don't forget to the comment question of the week for Monday Night Raw. I want to know what are your guys' reactions to Kane joining the Authority and the symbolism of Kane turning over his mask to Stephanie McMahon. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that as well. Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come to visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Little bit of wrestling reviews, album reviews, NASCAR reviews, Q&As. When people submit questions, please do, by the way. Cooking videos and whatever else pops into my head.
James is the purveyor of the Hoodad Temple. James, what's on tap for the Hoodad Temple?
Number one, there's a little side note I want to mention. I forgot to mention this. The one in 2007, at least they didn't force Daniel Bryan to come out try to make rating on good luck and all that stuff like they did with Triple H in 2007. Anyway, for the Who Dat Temple, it's gonna be wrestling, football, and random stuff. And I am actually gonna go out tomorrow and get the new WWE 2K14 game. And also, you can find me on the WGS-TV Facebook page and the Hardcore Wrestling Facebook page, and I'll be posting the Diva or Knockout of the Day on that page.
Fans, also don't forget to like the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV and James the Big Easy, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double being Billy Bujo, saying thank you very much for watching.
One duck behind Billy.
Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stoke answers.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers.